Good morning everyone. Welcome to your geography class. As you know, previously we discussed the first two parts of the first chapter, which is India's size and location. Today we will discuss the third part of this chapter, which is India's neighbors. Okay, where we will discuss India and its neighboring countries. So India occupies an important strategic position in South Asia. As we all know, India belongs to the South Asia. India has 28 states and 7 union territories, but now this ratio is changed. Now it is not anymore 7 union territories, it's added 2 more, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. So India occupies an important strategic position in South Asia and it has 28 states and 9 union territories, because now Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh is separated from each other. Okay. So India shares its land boundary with Pakistan and Afghanistan. So here we will discuss the neighboring countries of India. First we have seen the India states and union territories. Now we will discuss the India and its neighboring countries according to the direction. Of course, according to the direction. All of you have this map of your textbook. Okay. If you open this map, you will see in the western part or in the northwestern part, we have the two neighboring countries of India. It is Afghanistan and Pakistan. Okay. This Pakistan was a part of India before 1947, but due to partition, now it is not anymore part of India. It is a separate country, which is Pakistan. So in northwest or in the west, we have two countries, which is the neighboring country of India. It is Pakistan, the closest one. Then we have Afghanistan. Okay. Then in north we have Nepal, Bhutan and China. Okay. These are the three neighboring countries of India which belongs to north. It is Nepal, Bhutan and China. In east we have Bangladesh and Myanmar. These two are the eastern neighboring country of India. It is Bangladesh and Myanmar. Okay. Next, in south we have two neighboring countries. It is Maldives and Sri Lanka. So according to direction, these are the neighboring countries of India. In south it is Sri Lanka and Maldives, include Indian Ocean. In east we have Bangladesh, Myanmar, includes Bay of Bengal. In north we have Nepal, Bhutan and China. In west we have Afghanistan and Pakistan. So this is the whole scenario of India's neighboring country. Okay, from north to south and from west to east. And as I said, now when you are learning geography, it's always better that you should open a map book in front of you, so it will be easy for you to remember all these things. If you don't have an extra map book, no problem. The maps is already given in your textbook. From your textbook also, you can see the map, and more you will use map, it will be easy, because in your class 9, as you know, you have some map work, you have some map activity. So for that map activity also, you need to know the location. Okay, so you should, whenever you are learning the chapter, okay, or whenever you are reading the chapter, all of you should go through the maps also. So it will be easy to remember all these things. Okay. So direction wise we discussed, we have seen the countries. Now one more do you know you have. Okay. As I said, these do you knows are very much important. All of you should learn these do you know. Okay. And mark it. Now, do you know, before 1947, there were two types of states in India. Before 1947, there were two types of states in India. The provincial states and the princely states. The provincial states and the princely states. So, what are the provincial states? The provincials were ruled directly by the British officials who were appointed by the Viceroy. Okay. So, in 1857, after the defeat of the revolution, the whole country, the India, was undertaken by the British Parliament. Before that, East India Company was ruling us. Okay, before 1947, East India Company was ruling us. But after 1815, there is a great revolution, a great fight. In 1858, the whole India is undertaken by the British Parliament, and that time Queen Victoria was the queen. And she was actually ruling us. But for us, for her, it is not possible to come here, to come to India and to rule us, right? So she sent her representative. Okay, she sent her representative to rule us, and the post name was Viceroy. It's not a name of a person. Don't think Viceroy is the name of a person. Viceroy is the name of the post. Okay, which is actually the representative of the queen, because she can't come here to rule us, so she sent a representative to rule us, and that post name is Viceroy. So the provincials were directly the provincial states were directly ruled by the British officials who was appointed by the Viceroy. Now for Viceroy also, for him it is not possible to control or to rule the whole country. So he appointed some officials. Who is going to check who is going to rule us. So the provincials were ruled directly by the British officials who were appointed by the Viceroy. Now this is the provincial state. Princely states means what? The princely states were ruled by the local hereditary rulers who acknowledged sovereignty in return for the local autonomy. So as the whole country is undertaken by the queen, there are some states, some areas who is still ruled by the local hereditary rulers like king, queens or zamindars for our country only. But they are also under the British rule. Maybe they are the ruler of us, they directly ruling us, but they are also under British rule. The princely states were ruled by the local hereditary rulers like king or queen or zamindars of India only, but they are also under British rule, who acknowledge sovereignty in return for the autonomy. So as they are the local autonomy of the region or the state, so they are acknowledge the sovereignty, and they are also under the British rule. So before 1947, there were two types of states in our country: provincial states and princely states. Provincial states, which is directly ruled by the British officials who are appointed by the Viceroy. Princely states are ruled by local and hereditary rulers, but they are also under the British rule. I hope this is clear. Now in next page, as you can see, we discuss the direction of India's neighboring country, but there are some more information which we need to discuss. Now as you can see in this first line, Sri Lanka and Maldives is the southern neighboring countries of India. Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Perth Strait and Gulf of Mannar. So India and Sri Lanka is separated by a very, very narrow channel of sea which is formed by Perth Strait and Gulf of Mannar. As you can see, there is a channel, very narrow channel in between India and Sri Lanka. This separates India and Sri Lanka, and it is formed by Perth Strait and Gulf of Mannar. So there is two water bodies named Perth Strait and Gulf of Mannar which separates India and Sri Lanka. This is the narrow channel in between Sri Lanka and India. And this two, you are having this type of question in your exam. Name the two water bodies which separates India from Sri Lanka. So the name is, as you can see, Perth Strait and Gulf of Mannar. Okay. So this you need to learn, this you need to remember. So after Sri Lanka, Maldives Island are situated to the south of Lakshadweep Island. So Maldives is the southern neighboring country of India. It is just next to Lakshadweep. As you can see, we have Lakshadweep Island over here. This Maldives Island is just next to Lakshadweep Island in the south of our country. As you know, Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar, these two islands is a part of India, and Maldives is the island country, but it's a totally different country. So Maldives situated is just next to the south of Lakshadweep. So we got two information from this paragraph only, that India and Sri Lanka separated by a narrow channel. This is known as Pakistan and Gulf of Mannar. The Maldives island, this country is just next to the south of Lakshadweep Island. Okay, so from this paragraph we got two information. Next, India has a hard, strong geographical and historical links with her neighbors. Okay, so as we know that this part of a country like Pakistan and Bangladesh, before 1947 it was a part of India, but in 1947 due to separation, now it is not anymore with us. Okay, it's totally different two countries, which is Pakistan and Bangladesh. So with different countries, India always having a different relationship. Okay, so we learn from this paragraph that India has a strong geographical and historical links. So what is the historical? We have seen the geographical links, like which direction, which countries we have. Now historical links is what? Now in Pakistan, this Pakistan and Bangladesh was part of India before 1947, but due to separation, now these are two different countries. Not only this, with China, Nepal, Bhutan, with these countries also we are having some historical links. Like there are so many foreign travelers. Okay, they came to India for getting knowledge, and when they went back, they take the philosophy of life, the ideas of Upanishad, Veds and all. Spiritually also, like Buddhism spreaded all over the world from our own country. The neighboring countries of India having Buddhism, and Buddhism started from our own country. Not only this religion, not only the philosophy of life, not only education, there are so many things geographically and historically we are linked with other countries of the whole world. So the topic we have is India and the neighboring country, where we have seen that how India and its neighboring countries were connected from the ancient time, and how we are having a strong geographical and historical connection with these countries. So I hope all of you have learned today's topic. It is clear to all of you maybe. I want to repeat once again what we discussed today. Now we discussed India and its neighboring countries, where we have seen direction-wise the neighboring countries. That in west we have Afghanistan and Pakistan, in north we have China, Nepal, Bhutan, in east we have Bangladesh and Myanmar, in south we have Maldives and Sri Lanka. So these are some neighboring countries of India. We have seen that Sri Lanka and India is separated from each other by a narrow channel, which is South Sea and Gulf of Mannar. And we have seen that how geographically and historically we have linked with our neighboring countries from ancient times. Hope this video helped you to understand today's topic. So thank you students. Thank you for watching today's video.